Hello, and a very warm welcome to this special edition of Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Kriti Mishra, and on this edition, my guest is Speaker of Sikkim Assembly, Mr. LB Das. So, welcome to Rajya Sabha Television, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sir, what were the major takeaways for you after the conclusion of the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference? What were the major takeaways for you?
Yeah, basically, this conference, this is 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference. I have attended with this almost 3 conferences so far. So, this conference was special because this conference was attended by His Highness the President of India, and also it was joined by Honorable Prime Minister through virtual link. So that way, this was it was better, and it's different from other presiding officers conferences I had attended so far.
Sir, also the fact that resolution was adopted by all the participating presiding officers. What was the resolution all about? How are you going to implement it in Sikkim?
Basically, the main topic was we India, we have parliamentary form of government, and in our governance there are 3 pillars of democracy, right? We are in such type of democracy that we have 3 pillars, that is judiciary, executive and legislature. So basically this conference was organized to ensure that there is harmonious relation between 3 pillars of democracy, judiciary, executive and legislature, because of late we are experiencing there is a sort of confrontation between these 2 different pillars. So our effort, basically our Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha, he was so concerned about all this, and he in fact chose this topic to be discussed in detail, and so we should find out in such a a way, so that there would be again a very good relation, very harmonious relation between these 2 3 pillars of democracy, so that our country will progress and we will have very sort of strengthened country. That is the thing. That was the main resolution.
So, also Constitution Day was celebrated, and a very important thing, that was the preamble to the Constitution, was also read under the leadership of President of India. But talking about the constitutional values, how do you think we can further strengthen them?
Basically what I have observed, I hail from a very small state in India, and we were we became part of India only in the year 1975, so we are quite young state. But since my subject was also political science, so I have gone through Indian Constitution well. So far as my observation goes, Indian Constitution is the best constitution in the world. It's a written constitution, best constitution in the world. This is because this was highlighted by some of the learned speakers also in this conference, that we have in fact taken or observed the best practices that was done in across the world. Okay, that way our constitution happens to be the best in the world. Right now what I feel is we are talking about 3 pillars of democracy. So these 3 pillars, whoever are there in the in different chairs, different posts in these 3 pillars, they should have sort of morality, sort of ethics, and they should have basically what you call that in Hindi is called Rashtrahit. Okay, so if we have that, Constitution is our supreme law, and if we work that way, if we practice that way, whichever post you are in, I'm sure our country will be strengthened, and the constitutional values also will be strengthened.
So, another major takeaway was, of course, the focus on the northeastern states. As a representative of Assembly or the presiding officer of Assembly of Sikkim, what are your suggestions? How do we further ensure that there is greater representation of northeastern states?
Of late we are feeling, in olden days we are feeling that northeastern states are being overlooked, and we are not mixing up with the mainstream. But of late I am observing, after attending 2-3 conferences so far, I am feeling that now we are mixed up with mainstream. People in the mainland are taking us seriously. They are also giving us opportunity to speak. Our voices are being heard. So that way now we feel we are of course we are part of India. Of course we are one country, one people like that. And this conference was basically, focused on that thing also. As you yourself, you are focusing on northeastern states to, say something, and you are calling us for interview. I also would like to thank you, Rajya Sabha TV and all for this. Okay, so now we are feeling secure. We are feeling, we are in the mainstream these days.
Mr. Das, what more needs to be done as far as articulating the aspirations of the people of northeastern areas are concerned?
In fact, we people are same. But what happens is, our religion is maybe different, our culture may be different, but after all, we are human beings. If, people in the mainland think that, start thinking that they are also human beings, and I mean, though of course, we might be, worship different God, we have different practices, different religions, different eating habits, but after all, we are human beings. If, every person in India, every, inhabitant of India believes that we all are human beings, I am sure, all these barriers, these, religious barriers, these, demographic barriers, and all these, what you call that, boundaries and all will not matter, as far as, my thinking goes.
Okay, so now let me talk about Sikkim Assembly. Tell me, what are the new initiatives that you've taken?
I can't say new initiatives, but we are following the traditional practices. But of late we are about to implement this e-Vidhan. That will be a new initiative. Otherwise, we are following the traditional way, because Sikkim is, safeguarded by Article 371F, and we need to follow, old laws also. So that way, the pristine, Sikkim has to be maintained. That is why, we are following the traditional way.
So, as the Speaker of the Sikkim Assembly, tell me, what are your major experiences that you would like to share with people?
In fact, it's just been 2 years that I have been Speaker in Sikkim. But during my tenure, I saw many ups and downs. There was many upheavals, because there were, the ruling party was in ruling party there was only 17 MLAs, and in opposition party there were 15 MLAs. So that's why that assembly was bit upheavals were there. And it is for the first time might be in the history of India that I as Speaker had to arrange 2 separate seats for 2 MLAs who were supposed to join a ruling party. Okay, but they had not joined officially, but they announced to join, and that way we gave them separate seat. I think this might be this might be first time in India. Okay, that is one thing. You are asking about the experiences, no?
Yes.
So as Speaker, I'm just learning, because it's been only 2 years, and I'm first timer MLA also, and first timer Speaker. So it's a sort of learning experience for me.
So, also, of course, digital India we've been talking about digital literacy, but after COVID, we are taking digital solutions like we've never done before. So, talking about that digital divide, how are you empowering the legislature there? How are you making new amendments, or you're making new changes in order to ensure that there is digital literacy all around?
Amendments, if you talk about amendments, of course we have also rules of business, rules of procedure and conduct of business in assembly. We are just thinking upon it. But after this, e-Vidhan is what you call that, enforced.
Yes.
After enforcement of e-Vidhan, of course all our thing will be digital, right? And for that, if necessary, we'll bring in some changes in the law also.
All right, sir. Talking about, of course, the disruptions. This has also been one of the talking points as far as these conferences are concerned. The disruptions, how do we ensure that these disruptions are minimized?
As far as Parliament and other assemblies at national level is concerned, that I have no comments. But as far as Sikkim is concerned, during my tenure so far, I have not experienced such disruptions in my assembly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in that case, that's like a big lesson to the other assemblies in the country and even Parliament, that there are no disruptions in Sikkim.
I wish same for whole of country, whole of my great country.
Right, sir. Moving on, sir. There's another important thing that we talk about is about strengthening democracy. It's about making democracy more participative. How do we do that, sir?
Yeah, this is one thing, this is one major concern for, Indian voters, Indian electors particularly, because, I have observed, as voter also, as an MLA also, and previously I was working as an officer. The major concern for India is people don't want to vote, okay. here we got to do something. Some awareness is needed, and there should be some incentive or something. Something is to be done so that everyone, because this is the participation in government formation is the biggest thing, right? So that way, the government at the center, government and in the states should ensure that everyone goes to the polling station to cast his or her vote. That is necessary. So that way we can strengthen our democracy.
So, another major change that the Prime Minister has been talking about is one nation and one election, one polls. What is your take as the Speaker of Sikkim Assembly on that?
That is, of course, great idea. Great idea. It's innovative idea. In fact, this should have been, in practice from way back. Okay, but till now, India, right now also, I think within 2-3 months or 5-6 months like that, there are 5 states which are going for election. So again, next, there will be other states which are going for election. I mean, Honorable Prime Minister, whatever he suggested today should be in practice. Okay, so I wish him all the good luck. I wish all the good luck to my great country. Why not? Okay, I mean, why not all the states? Why not the country itself agrees to it that there should be one nation and one election? That way, I mean, there will be cut in expenditure. There will be cut in many things. Okay, will be saving time, energy, and money. So that is my take.
All right, sir. Lastly, beyond legislature, Sikkim, of course, we know as the organic state. What are the quick lessons that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, we are, I mean, trying our best to, prove it, I mean, organic in actuals also. Right now, yeah, we are trying, but it's not been 100% organic. We are trying our best to make it 100% organic. And I welcome all, guests, all our, fellow, brother Indians, fellow brothers from across the country to visit Sikkim. And I'm sure within 2-3 years or within 3-4 years we'll be able to be fully organic, and we'll be able to give you the organic things from our state, Sikkim.
Now, also, sir, there is major connectivity routes that we have in Sikkim, so that, of course, is a booster for you.
Yeah, in fact, route and climatic condition is our problem, is our concern. We are developing now, and we are hopeful that the government at the center, government in the state is trying its level best to approach central government. So we got to improve our road networks, road quality. So once road quality and road networks are upgraded, definitely we'll have a very good future in Sikkim.
Well, on that note, sir, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experiences with us. And of course, talking about Sikkim. And also, the biggest takeaway for me in this interview was that during the time that you've been the presiding officer or you've been the speaker, there has been no disruption in the Sikkim Assembly. So, that I think, of course, is a big takeaway for the other legislative assemblies or bodies in the country. On that note, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, Rajya Sabha TV. Thank you.
Thank you.